It's Halloween. We know that tonight will be all about the tricks, so here's a treat. A bonus podcast for your evil ear holes. Tonight, we test our palates with some not-so-scary offerings, and we Armchair Imagineer unique Halloween overlays at both Disney and Universal. It's the We Like Theme Parks Halloween Podtacular.
Evil laugh. Evil laugh.
Yeah.
I can't do one.
Thank you.
Oh, brother.
Boo.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we proudly present a spectacular festival of theme park audio commentary magic, the We Like Theme Parks Podcast.
Yo. Bring it back now.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the We Like Theme Parks podcast, your go-to spot for booze, obituaries, and other bloody murders happening in and around the Disney and Universal theme parks. I had to do a spooky laugh. I'm Chris the Cadaver Bond, and I'm joined by my fellow ghost hosts, Dastardly Dustin Fuhs.
Boo.
And Mark, the Rabid Shark, Andrada.
I don't like that name.
And Marty, I'm gonna stab you in the hearty, Adams.
Grim Grinning Ghost about to socialize.
I
sing.
Friends, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween.
Best
Boom.
day of the year.
No, tomorrow is the best day of the year
Why is that?
because you get the day after Halloween candy sales.
That's right.
See, I like when they start marching out of the Christmas stuff the day after Halloween.
It's already out, dude.
It's already out.
Is it
yeah.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Big time.
incredible. That's amazing. Guys, so excited to have you guys here for Halloween and to have Marty Adams back on Halloween. It's been the month of Marty.
It's time to give your ratings a boost, fellas.
You guys have any cool Halloween plans? Anything exciting happening?
I think it's going to be a ghostly experience because my partner Jill is she gives haunted tours for a living. So it's one of those nice things that, every time Halloween comes up, it's a different lifestyle because murders and ghosts and that kind of stuff. So it's fun seeing that type of personality out and about. And nighttime walks around the city is just awesome.
It's probably cool just like hanging out with Jill just in life. Like you're at the mall and she's like, oh, the ghost story about this place? This is actually haunted and you might get murdered here, by the way.
Well, we always
just
had that.
Walking around just anywhere. Oh, this is the Gap. Actually, this Gap used to be a hotel and it was haunted. Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, maybe we'll just skip Gap today. We'll go to the.
We used to have that conversation
Wells.
going through
Owned by the same
through Walt Disney World. Anytime we'd walk through attractions or anything, I'd be like, "Oh, you know what's coming here?" And she's like, "Oh, you know who was killed here?" And it's just just part of the fun. Like that's the lifestyle. So yes, that's what we'll be doing tonight. Is Halloween fun, and then as I said, tomorrow is hitting up the stores and getting as much cheap candy as possible.
Are you guys all about? I mean, now that I have kids, so I do the trick or treating things. Maybe you guys are just going out and partying. But do you guys watch any like festive,
Yes.
Disney movies or Universal movies that are uniquely Halloween, like around this time of year?
Yeah, of course. I watch Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's not a Disney or Universal, but every year I for sure
Disney.
always
It's
watch.
absolutely
Oh no,
Disney.
I'm talking about the next thing I'm about to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, the Charlie Brown Great Pumpkin.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course.
I watch
Well
that
done.
every year. Yeah.
That's a tradition.
I like watching Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
I
good
like
one.
The Witches. I know it's more Jim Henson-y. Fright Night is another
Okay.
favorite.
Fright Night's a great one.
Friday Night's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I just line up all the Friday the 13th-a-thons, and I watch them all. The ones towards the end get a little not so good.
Jason Takes Manhattan, where he
That's-
punches
punches the guy's head off.
Yeah.
What about Jason X?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you got an upgrade.
Yeah.
Now, here's the question, though, Marty. You were in Saw 4.
Yeah.
Do you watch any of these Saws, or
I only watch my one, and that's
over and over
it's
again?
every day. Every day I wake up, it's the first thing I do, and I go, "Yep, still great. You still got it, kid." I say to myself. No, I don't watch them, but please go out and watch them because I get a little bit of that moolala when you guys watch
yeah,
it. so
what?
please.
Two pennies?
Yeah, I rub them together and I put them in my pocket. It's great.
So Halloween is going in full force. If you're down in Orlando, you're checking out Mickey's Not So Scary. At the Disney parks, you might be in California and you're at Oogie Boogie's party, or you might be doing Halloween Horror Nights at the Universal parks. And we've covered those already in depth. What a great year for Halloween in all the parks. It's been amazing. But I got to throw this out there. I know we talk a lot about Universal is kind of for adults, Disney's for kids or families, for everybody really. Have you seen what they're doing at Hong Kong Disney? Maybe not so much this year, but in the last like 5 years that they've actually been doing like scare mazes at a Disney park in Hong Kong.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we were just pulling up a video. The last 2 years, they've had a little walkthrough adventure called Journey to Halloween Town from The Nightmare Before Christmas. But it's beautiful, and it's an interactive kind of march through Halloween Town, but it's not a scare zone, and it's actually a trick-or-treat trail.
Oh, nice.
But in years past, they've had all these different unique mazes, and the one from, I think, 2015 and 16 was called The Nightmare Experiment. And they essentially, there's a professor named Professor Wu that creates this crazy machine that thrusts you into nightmarish versions of Disney movies.
Sweet.
Like, it's incredible.
great.
They had all kinds of different things. The Mad Hatter actually decapitates, or it's implied that he decapitates a guest. That at a Disney park. We just watched this clip.
Yeah.
It was very cool, very creepy.
When you see that at a Disney park, you're like, that would never fly.
It wouldn't fly stateside, but
No,
it
ever.
There are conversations that the Disney company, every so often they'll look at what's going on at Universal in their Halloween Horror Nights, and they're saying, how do we get this?
Yeah.
And I think the more that people realize that Mickey's Not So Scary is specifically for families, they have multiple parks.
I was just about to say that.
They could do it at Hollywood Studios
about to say, yeah.
easily.
Yeah, it's a
there's a
great
lot of room
idea.
there.
Big
and-
time.
Amazing idea.
And
They
they've
should,
done-
people would take advantage of it.
Well, they've done some really cool events there, from Star Wars weekends to ESPN weekends to even ABC, the soap weekend, like all that other stuff. They've done events. They know how to do it, and they have the space. I'm just worried that anytime Disney does something stateside, it is just a conversation between bean counters.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
Well, these guys in Hong Kong have been doing it since 2007. The first one was a haunted hotel attraction. The haunted hotel was on Main Street. So you're walking down Main Street in Hong Kong, and there's this haunted hotel. Then they did a bunch of other little ones, but the one I wanted to mention because Marty was here was they did in a Revenge of the Headless Horseman from 2011 to 2014.
No.
And apparently the story was that there was a kind of a carnival, and the big headliner at the carnival was that this sideshow had the actual head of the horseman, and he was coming back to get it.
In a Disney park.
Disney park. Cool, just more cool story elements. So yeah, it would be great for them to do some of this. And another thing they did, which I thought was really cool, was they even did a scary overlay. In 2015, they had something called the Jungle Cruise Curse of the Emerald Trinity, and it's like a haunted Jungle Cruise experience.
Cool.
Now, it was only 2015 though, right?
That's what from my research.
Okay. Because basically what that's telling me is that they're going out there and trying something.
Yeah.
And it looks like stateside parks, Walt Disney World, Disneyland are afraid to do something outside the box.
Well, with that said, I will note that they have kind of taken the foot off the gas a little bit with the Journey to Halloween Town, which is not as scary.
Sure.
So maybe, that's a bit more telling of just the temperature,
Like
getting a beat
economics.
on what's happening now and just the overall influence of the Disney brand. But it's still cool that they're trying to do some things and some things that aren't just for kids.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it'd be great if it'd be cool for Disney to get in on that adult slice of pie there to get some of that action from Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
You know what? That leads me to announce that I'm starting a GoFundMe page to pay for me, Marty, to go to Hong Kong Disney to experience this stuff. So please check that out. It's GoFundMe / Marty goes to Hong Kong Disney.
This is terrible. You're terrible what you're doing.
Why? What's wrong with it?
What are you doing this for?
Why I want to go to there?
Yeah, so then go.
Well, it's a lot of money.
Oh, gosh.
You can use all that software cash and
Just because a lot of people are hearing this for the first time, it is a very special episode. They don't know the the love between Mark and Marty at this point. I have to set it up because most people, when they listen to one of our shows, may not know who Marty is and may not know that
That's probably for the best.
He's one of my best friends.
So this is just like, keep in mind, folks, that we're sitting around a table. We've got some Orange Crush. We've got some tea. We're just relaxing.
very, very Halloweeny. It's
Yeah.
very spooky. Hey, before we get into our first segment, and we're only doing a couple today, just a quickie pod for you guys. A special treat. Favorite Disney villain around the table. Oh, real quick.
Oh.
Yeah, just for Halloween.
Gaston.
Mark.
I'll go Shere Khan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Didn't even pick him in the villains.
I know.
league.
That's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm doing it.
You've
That's why I'm
shown
doing
him
it.
some respect over
Yeah,
here. Marty, how about you?
Oh, that's tough. My wife loves Frollo. No one else does.
Super underrated, Frollo.
Very underrated. Very creepy.
How often have you seen him in the parks?
Very rare.
He's in Paris. You see him in
He
Paris.
is in Paris. He every so often will come out in a villains section.
Yeah.
They'll do like a character palooza, and Frollo will be there.
So who's your pick, Marty?
I guess I would say Maleficent, just because when I was a kid, I remember vividly the dragon and how creepy it was, and she was very powerful. So maybe Maleficent.
Hades with a bullet.
Yep.
Hades is awesome. So great. James
Absolutely.
Woods, just amazing. All right, guys, so we're going to lead things off today with a little Armchair Imagineering.
Armchair Imagineering.
All right, so today on Armchair Imagineering, what we wanted to do was we wanted to bring a little fun to overlays. And we all know about the very famous overlay in Disneyland, which is the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay over at the Haunted Mansion. Have you guys experienced this?
Yes.
And loving it?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah, I love it. It's a nice change.
Yeah, it's
For
fresh,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fresh. It's for the holidays. You feel like they could do more of these things. You know what I mean? Like it's
Absolutely.
it's super fun. If this is something, and we've discussed this on other pods, which is, I mean, they happen more at Disneyland as opposed to Disney World because
Yeah.
the Disneyland is more for the locals, whereas Disney World, everyone's coming in for the most part. So
Some people would be disappointed too.
totally,
Yeah.
without a doubt. So for us, who cares? We're just going to put overlays wherever we want today.
Yeah.
And we thought what we would do was create our own haunted Halloween overlays for unique attractions at the Disney and Universal parks. And we're going to get that ball rolling right now.
Yeah, because Universal doesn't really do that.
No, they don't.
They don't.
Well, 'cause they have Halloween Horror
because they do
Nights.
Halloween Horror Nights. They
Nobody's
overlay
going-
the entire
Nobody's
park.
going on the rides.
Yeah.
They're all standing in line to get in a maze.
Yeah.
Right. Well, maybe they should do some of the rides to relieve the pressure on the maze.
Shh, you're
On the
taking
mazes.
my. You're
Oh, I'm so
taking-
sorry.
Oh man,
I'm so sorry.
I'm trying to slide in underneath.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Dustin, you want to lead this thing off
Yeah, you lead
before
it. I'm
Mark
so sorry.
ruins
I
everything?
ruined
All right, are we doing Disney or Universal first?
Why don't we start with...
Whatever you want. Why
let's
not
start
Chef's
with
choice?
Disney.
All right. Disney, the best overlay that I could come up with, because I could come up with a bunch of ideas with different attractions, different experiences, but I think the best one that I could even imagine, and keep in mind, I was high on sugar. I ended up going and getting some Halloween candy to prep for this. And the one that I picked was Cinderella's Royal Table. I think doing a villains overlay of a restaurant in the castle
That's cool.
would be the coolest thing that anybody could ever see.
So is it like...
It's half show. All the major villains are there, similar to Cinderella's Royal Table, where it's the princesses. It's just all the villains.
that
That's
would be-
great.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Pull out the villains, and then you bring in the food that is kind of focused around the villains. Like I know in Cinderella's Royal Table, and I'm saying it right now because I actually have the sword from Cinderella's Royal Table right in front of me. It's one of my favorites.
What do you do with that? You cut your chicken with that?
No,
when
it's plastic. It's but it's funny how they actually have the
He
little
waves
description
it
on it.
at guests on his podcast.
Yeah.
And imposes his will.
So the idea behind the overlay is quite simple. Everyone loves the villains. They have specific food and dietary things that we can play around, and it would sell out every single night. You could do it at a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party easily, and it would be by far and away one of the most recommended and sought out reservation on property for that. That would take the place of, like, in Christmas, they go and do Tony's Town Square and they bring out Tony, and it's like, okay, that's fine. But you have the potential to take dining to a whole new level. And why not? And that's out of all the attractions and experiences, I know you guys are going to come up with some awesome ones. I really wanted to put the Royal Table out there.
And it's very doable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think they're gonna have a lot of fun theming the food.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that would be a
Well, because that
real
was
blast.
your thing.
better than the Universal food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit, right?
You know what? Ursula, if she was there, she would have like a fish course.
That was barely a joke. That was so. I was hoping for some sort of like thinly sliced octopus. I mean, like there's all kinds of
Some escargot.
some calamari,
Calamari,
thing.
maybe, yeah. Some,
No, you just went fish dish.
yeah, I didn't think it through.
Why don't we keep going around the horn since this is a...
I love
is a
Marty and I
mini
hate
pod.
Marty so much.
Most people do that.
Mark, how about you? Give me a Disney overlay.
Oh, it's a Disney one. Okay, so for the Disneyland Railroad, is my overlay, so it goes all the way around the park. And it's a Watcher in the Woods overlay.
Oh,
Come on.
yes.
So true terror happening with this little girl in a white dress and a blindfold.
Yes.
Yeah, terror. And then you could change the narration on it to talk about like the eclipse and the seance, and you just, and that's the story. And then occasionally you have this little girl walking towards you and menacing child. There's nothing more scary than a child.
Well, and you could change where they stop the train, and you could have show scenes.
You can have show scenes.
You
Yeah.
could have the seance could be a stop.
Yeah, that creepy white ghost thing, creepy creature, and Betty Davis. You know what I mean? They could she could do a narration on it and just get someone who's smoked a lot. Has that kind of like.
I don't think Betty Davis is still alive.
Seance.
Okay, there you go. We'll seance her in.
Like with
Like
that,
Skyping somebody in, but let's just seance Betty Davis in.
And when you do it, she's like, "What do I push here? Hello, do you see me?"
She's so old. She doesn't get it.
That's a great one, Mark. I love that you're using the train. Like it's a kind of
Yeah.
sometimes that train is a bit of an afterthought, to be honest. So to put that to
you know what I mean?
use,
Like, because you go through the wood, you go through the woods a bunch.
If they themed that whole thing and they had things happening along that trail, you don't even have to go that fast. It could be like a slow burn. Oh,
Slow burn. And you just roll by her and she's just there staring at you through her blindfold.
Creepy.
Awful.
And the lights on the train are like flickering.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Oh, so much you could do. Very cool.
You
lighting
also do
cues
like
everywhere.
Something wicked this way comes.
I thought about that one too.
That was a
Yeah.
good one.
That always makes me think of Harry Potter. Something like this way comes.
It's a great bit.
Yep.
I like
Yeah.
that song.
Yep. Okay, Marty, are you ready for a Disney one?
Yeah. Now here's my thing. I have a few, but maybe
Yeah.
I'll wait when you got. But I did mostly Disney.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. Well, how about I go and then you can wrap it up and do a bunch, do all your
cool.
Disney
Yeah,
ideas.
yeah.
My ideas are not as unique as your guys's. I think you guys really are killing it. But here's my pitch. Let's flip Monsters Inc. back to fear and put the Monsters Inc. laugh floor and make it the fear floor.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Sounds good.
And have Mike and Sully tell ghost stories and have pop outs and scares and like the same kind of like Bug's Life, like things like zap you
Like
and tickle
bees,
you.
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and every time they get reactions, the little scare meter tank gets fuller and so
No, I see that on a whole different level.
Yeah.
You tap your magic band as you go in, and you sit down,
Yeah.
and up on the screen it starts taking away fast passes. And it just adds every single time. You're just like, I that was 60 days ago.
It's like, oh, did I what?
Why are you taking my BR
They
guest?
could, they could mess with you somehow if they
They
knew.
could so
they knew
mess with you.
exactly where you were sitting.
Yep.
There could be something that they do. That's a really good idea, Dustin.
They have technology, facial recognition.
reversing that bad boy and making it something unique.
Yeah.
So Marty, on to you. I heard you got a bevy of ideas.
Yeah, but I just gotta say some of them aren't necessarily like Disney property
Sure.
overlays. Is
No
that
worries.
okay?
Just go for it, man.
Okay.
If it's trash, we'll just cut it.
All right, yeah. All right, tell me what you think of this one. A Willy Wonka
Trash.
boat ride
No, joking.
overlay on Space Mountain. So you know in the boat ride how creepy it is when it's got the flashing
Yep.
lights and he's singing
There's
that
no
song.
earthly way
so
of
and
knowing.
yeah. And when you're waiting in line,
Yeah.
you go through candy stations for these new candies. So you're waiting in line, you're also getting candy, but they're the fantastic Wonka
I really want them to get the gum. You know what I mean?
The chewing gum. Oh,
The gum that's a full
Blueberry.
meal.
The full meal that has
yeah.
like mashed potatoes and
Yeah.
So that was a quick one, and
Yeah.
that one could be Halloween or Easter. You know what I mean? Now this is another quick one. The hills have eyes at Big Thunder Mountain. Basically, just a lot of mutated hillbillies hanging out there. That's it. That's all I got. You know?
no, they're great. They're great.
Just a bunch of mutated hillbillies on Big Thunder Mountain.
Just stick them around there. You know, you don't got to do
Just
much.
throw them in there.
Just toss them in. Okay, now this one I'm very happy with. Okay, here. How about this? The Shining at the Hollywood Tower of Terror.
Oh, yeah.
You turn that into the Overlook Hotel, and you got the creepy twins popping up in the queue,
Yeah.
creeping you out. You got the hedge maze, so you just put some
Yeah,
hedges up when you're waiting in line, so you're going through the maze in
that's
line.
great,
You got the famous orange and red hexagon carpet. You just got to put that in. Puddles of blood outside the elevator doors. Have a guy with an axe chasing the ride in the corridors. Basically, just have a guy, running around, hobbling. And then at the end of the ride, you can get pics. You know how you get pics from the drop?
Yeah.
But the pics are black and white and made to look old-timey, like the final picture picture in the end of The Shining.
Oh, yeah.
Would that
so
be
cool.
neat? Is
Yeah.
that a good one?
Yeah,
That's great.
That's great, Marty.
I have one other one.
Do it.
Okay, Hocus Pocus experience at the Haunted Mansion. So you go before you enter the line, you walk by the black flame candle and it lights up, and you're like, oh, the experience begins. So when you're waiting in line, you go through, the graveyard, but the graveyard has, Billy Butcherson's grave, it has Thackeray Banks and the Sanderson sisters' graves, along with the stone statue of Winifred, which they have because they have all those props. So you just stick it out there. Inside the stretching room will be the spell book, and they'll read like a thing, and they got to sacrifice someone to bring the sisters back. So the hanging man gets sacrificed. Huh?
Okay, yeah.
As you would.
Yeah, I mean, it pieces it together. Holograms of the sisters chase the doom buggies. That's pretty easy. Dance hall filled with
pretty easy.
he
we just get these holograms.
these
1, 2,
Imagineers will
skip a
figure it
few,
out.
99, 100.
Here's the thing. Sarah Jessica Parker hasn't done much in a while. Just spare a couple of bucks. You can hop around, the doom buggies.
not an actual hologram.
No, it's
just
actually
actual
Sarah
Sarah
Jessica
Jessica Parker.
Okay, Kathy and Jimmy for sure would do it. For sure. And then, the dance hall is now filled with little children being drained of their life while Sarah Jessica Parker sings Garden of Magic while they're hypnotized. And then the seance, when they do the seance with the floating head, basically it's just Bette Midler singing, I Put a Spell on You. But that would actually be Bette Midler there.
Ooh.
Bette Midler is so busy.
Yeah, busy on Twitter. You see her on Twitter?
Oh yeah, I know.
Very
Don't even
busy.
start. Yeah,
No, I
know.
love it.
I know. She's real sassy.
That's
that's
all like...
awesome.
That was amazing,
So
Marty.
that's
Fantastic.
Disney.
That's Disney. Yeah.
Do you want to jump
That's
over to
Disney.
Universal?
You want to go, Dustin?
Yeah, sure. So my Universal is actually something that I think we've talked about before, but I want to do Treehouse of Horror section in Springfield, USA. And that's everything.
Cool.
So Moe's Tavern gets the full redo. Obviously, King and Kodos. You do all of the character interactions are all focused around Treehouse. On top of that, you actually create a brand new ride for The Simpsons. So basically, as soon as you go in, everything's changed because it's the Treehouse of Horror. And they've done 746 of these.
Yeah.
They've got enough.
Definitely.
So they can pull from any of those. And as long as it's the first 15 years, then they'll have all the classic fans.
Yeah, everybody will know. Yeah.
Everyone would love it.
Everybody's
So,
seen that first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of them. Yeah.
yeah, I think Treehouse of Horror in Springfield, USA is just the best.
That's a good one.
All right.
That's a good one.
Mark.
Okay. So I will overlay Poseidon's Fury.
I have the same thing.
Do you really?
Yeah, please.
People, we haven't talked about this. We haven't talked about my love for the Carousel of Progress.
Yeah.
Is the same as my love for Poseidon's Fury.
Really?
Poseidon's Fury is one of my favorite things.
It's so epic.
It's so unbelievably nuts, and it's the last thing you're expecting when you go in the first time.
Yeah.
You are the first person that I've ever talked to that actually likes it.
I know most people don't like it.
No,
I
I
know.
like it
I know.
too.
I'm on an island. I know.
You're
And
literally on an island.
Yeah, but same with Carousel of Progress. I talk about Carousel of Progress, and most people are like, okay, but at least that has a bit of cachet because Walt put his fingers on it, and there's history and stuff. But Poseidon's, there's something about it I love. I love the projections on water. I love that it keeps opening up and opening up and opening up,
Yeah,
and it
it's
just
an adventure, yeah.
It turns into a much bigger environment. I love that you're standing and walking through it.
Yeah.
There's so much I love about it. Anyway, so my overlay. I wonder if we're gonna have a similar thing.
Maybe. Go for
because I think we have a similar taste in things. So you enter and it's a geology expedition in the Amazon, and so you're going into people
a dig?
like a dig. But what do
Yeah.
you like a dig site? What do you call that? Like a dig site. You
dig
know what I'm
site.
trying to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
So you're going into one of those and they're finding jewels and stuff, and they found a skeletal hand with webbed fingers, and they're trying to figure out what this creature is. What you're being haunted by in there is the ghost of the creature of the Black Lagoon.
Okay.
But
Sweet.
what ends up happening is you're being haunted by the ghost of the creature of the Black Lagoon, but it's not that. It's another creature. There's more of them. So the one that's still
it's
alive.
like a species.
Yeah, it's a species.
So it's E.T. essentially?
Yeah, it's basically it's ET. No, but I mean, so there's a ghost of one that's being haunted, but then the alive one comes and gets you. So as it goes through, and you think you're just being haunted by the ghost of one, a live action person in the suit comes out to terrorize you at the end.
Amazing.
That's the big
And
bad
does he
at the
sing
end.
the big song from the show?
He must. I think he has to. You know what I mean? Everything stops. He sings the song. Blackout. We all leave nicely.
I like it. That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
Why don't we go back to back just because we got the same one?
Sure.
I kind of made a new story.
Yeah.
How's this? And again, this is
Bondo
spotty.
story time.
Yeah, this is a little spotty. It's called Poseidon's Fury, Rage from Beneath. So Hades returns to steal Poseidon's trident from the sacrificial chamber. So you've got this tour guide, and he's showing you the ruins of Poseidon. Same, similar concept. But then Hades' spirit arrives and seals you in the temple. So it's just a regular kind of similar idea. Dig, you get sealed, but it's more scares and spooks, and definitely just tonally it's different. It's more scary. But then Hades tells you that he'll spare your life if you bring him the trident of Poseidon. So he opens up the doors to the chamber. This is now the Chamber of Treasures. And have undead creatures attack your guide. And he pulls out the trident to defend from they find this trident.
Isn't this exactly what it is
No,
already?
no. I'm twisting it up a little bit. And then these
Yeah, it's
monsters
sponsored by
back
Juicy Fruit,
these
not
monsters
Trident.
back off, and then Hades instructs the guide to do something. Hades, instead of this guy just by accident finding this thing, this ghost is haunting you and terrorizing the crowd.
Okay.
And telling him, I'm going to kill you if you don't do this.
I
As opposed
see.
to him being like, whoopsie doodle, what's this?
Yeah.
And
This
maybe
it is very
yeah.
whoopsie doodle.
Yeah, which is fun and great, and it's the right tone,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like
I
the way
like
it
your
is
thing
now.
better. I like it when it's more serious.
He tells Hades, this guy, what to do. Again, this is Hades, right? Did I make that clear?
You did.
you
This
did.
is
It was
Hades.
very clear.
So
It's very clear.
Hades is trying to get Poseidon's power.
Sure.
This isn't Zeus anymore. This is Hades trying to become ruling the whole world.
Yeah, with pain and panic.
Yeah, so yeah, but it's all coming together. Not the same Hades. This their Hades. So the zombies back off. Hades tells the guy to try to open the thing and then the thing opens, and this the water tunnel opens. But now it's full of fog and it's dark and it's haunted and scary. So you're not just like right now you're walking through and it's all about seeing the water, and the water is the effect. We've all seen it. Now it's full of fog and smoke, and it's creepy, and there's scary noise.
ghost
and
projections.
everyone,
Yes.
and everybody loads into the chamber. Okay, I'm just gonna read this. So everybody loads into the chamber, and Hades instructs your guide to use the trident to open. He opens because you have to use the same stuff. This Hades is instructing him to do everything. He refuses, so Hades kills him, and the chamber what we found out is that we need a sacrifice to open it. So the chamber wall comes down, revealing statues of Poseidon and Hades instead of Zeus. And Hades' statue has a talisman on it, and Hades forces a patron to put the staff, like in the show, by Hades' statue. So now he has the power of the sea. So Hades emerges. Now all the effects, we'd have to have new projections and all that stuff.
Yeah, obviously, for sure.
And so Poseidon shows up, and he's using this power with the staff, and he summons Poseidon with the staff. Poseidon comes and he has no power, and he's like, oh. But then the spirit of the guide emerges and tells one of the patrons to put the talisman on Poseidon's statue. And now Poseidon has the power of the undead. Then Poseidon uses that power and the demons from the underworld to vanquish Hades in this lights and effects show. And then Hades is done, and then the staff gets returned to Poseidon, and Poseidon casts this talisman into the depths of the ocean forever. So it's just a new twist,
it's
using
great.
the same profile,
Yep. Yeah,
but
yeah.
making it darker, killing the guide.
Killing the guide's awesome. Yeah.
Has to happen.
Including and kind of twisting things where instead of Poseidon using water, Hades is using water, and then Poseidon uses evil to win the day.
That's great.
So it's a way out there.
I think
idea,
Universal, Creative thanks you for your unsolicited idea. And if they
need
do
a coat of
use it
paint
in
on
the
that
future, this conversation didn't happen.
Yeah. I don't think I'll get a check.
No.
Maybe a comp. That's all
Maybe.
we're
That's all we're asking.
That's all we're asking for.
Yeah.
I have a quick one for Universal.
Yeah.
Now
So it's Marty.
Do they still got that Jaws ride?
Nope.
No.
In Osaka, Japan, they do.
Okay,
There
so
you go.
we're talking Osaka now. Okay.
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 All right.
We got the Jaws ride, right?
I love it.
So here's my overlay. You guys seen that movie Meg with
Meg?
Jason Statham?
Yes.
That's the overlay. And you know what you do? You just make bigger sharks. And they won't know the difference. It's so cheap.
You
It's
are
so cheap.
outrageous. You
What's
know that?
wrong with it?
That's awesome.
You're an imbecile.
It's easy. Mine costs less than all of yours.
That's true.
That's arguable.
That-
That's very arguable.
yeah.
You have to make these larger sharks. You know how expensive those sharks
Bigger
are?
fins, man.
Oh, my
That's all
goodness.
it is.
Well,
Force
guys-
perspective.
These were some great ideas and some great overlays.
Well,
So if we happen to
one of them wasn't
So, ladies and
great.
gentlemen, if you happen to see one of these overlays in the park, maybe let us know about it, and maybe we're gonna get a check or
Yeah.
not. Great ideas, guys. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll come back with some more We Like Theme Parks podcast.
We Like Theme Parks podcast.
And we're back. Hope that you guys had an incredible break. We definitely did, because we ended up going out and getting some candy.
Candy.
So so it looks like what we're going to do. So originally the pitch for this
But I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to say, Chris is so happy right now
Yeah.
to be getting candy.
Yeah.
Look at
I
the
am,
smile.
I am.
He's got this big smile. He's giggling
What we
quietly.
should be doing
So describe
is-
what we did in the break. Like,
So
what's
basically,
happening?
what we have right now is we have Chris and Marty both blindfolded with scarves, and Mark is helping me out with basically we have 2 giant bags of candy, and we want both Marty and Chris to guess which candy they are eating.
Well, if I tell me if I'm right, Dustin.
Yeah.
But the candy we're about to eat is all candy from the Not So Scary Halloween at Disney.
There is a very good chance that most of it is from Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. There is going to be some that is for us.
So if you've ever watched Hell's Kitchen, you've seen the palate test.
Oh, absolutely. Where like they'll have
This is
some
it.
random thing. Yeah, this is similar to that. So what we're gonna end up doing is having both Marty and Chris get the exact same candy, and it's gonna be incredibly fun. And I'm just gonna make sure that I'm recording this. Hey, there we go. Okay, so
Yeah. So we're gonna see who's got the better palate, me
yeah.
or Marty.
So we've got Mark handing the candy to
Hands out, gentlemen.
hands out. You have to do it.
It's really good.
All right, what is it? First one to
write it.
we're writing it down on a piece of paper, which is really funny because they are blindfolded. Now, what's even better is that us as judges get to snack on the.
I'm just trying to think of the
Good
name
for-
of this thing. It's
I finished first.
doesn't matter. We're gonna show at the same time.
Perfect. All right, so that was the first one.
I don't know what this is called though. I mean,
Okay,
Am
no
I right,
worries.
Mark? I wrote it down.
You need to be.
okay, we ready to show? Ready to show it?
Sure.
What do you mean?
Oh,
All right, let's hold up your paper. All right, so
I wrote. Well, you guys can see
Yeah.
what we wrote.
pens down. There we go.
Chris wrote sour babes, right? Sour
babies.
babes.
or something, like
we'll
sour-
see. And
Well, there's no.
Mark-
You didn't spell
or,
babies
sorry,
right then.
Mark-
That's for sure.
Whoops.
Marty put
And Marty wrote down Sour Patch Kids,
That's it.
In brackets, key.
Key,
and
Fuzzy
then
Peach.
Fuzzy peach. It could be any
That's
of those.
you just really.
I covered
well,
all the
you-
bases.
Yeah, I
Marty
give,
was-
give that to Marty.
Marty was the
was
closest
right.
to
I
right.
mean, I
Sour
knew it.
Patch
I knew
Kid.
what it was. I just
Yeah.
didn't know what the treat was called.
What I was looking for, how you both get it wrong, because what I was looking for, however, was
Yeah.
a Sour Patch Kids yellow.
Oh no! Come on now. This is ridiculous. You guys did the same thing to me
That's
on
funny.
another podcast.
No.
I got it right. I said Sour Patch Kids, and you know what? I know candy.
And you know
Actually,
what?
you're
Actually,
right.
you said Nemo. is
Actually, what you wrote here specifically was Sour Patch Kid with
Kids.
no S.
Sour Patch Kids. Well, because it was one singular one that went in my mouth.
Marty and I are also blindfolded.
He
so
has a
spelling
point.
is
He makes a
tricky.
point. You
That
get
is true.
You know,
Okay.
If nothing else, you get a point for the accuracy of your grammar on that.
Thank you very
All
much.
right, so we go on from this to the next one.
I need a sip of water. I gotta cleanse my palate.
Oh, that's a good idea, Marty.
You let me know.
Make
which
sure I
one you
don't
want to
knock
do next.
anything over.
Okay.
Okay.
Now this they can probably get. Yeah.
I feel like I'm taking communion.
Okay.
All right, so
So
Chris.
hold on a second here. Okay,
yes,
ready? Marty,
Yeah.
pop that in your mouth, please.
I'm getting scarf in my mouth.
Okay, well that's not the candy.
All right.
All right. All right, let's see. So originally, just so everyone knows, Chris, when we pitched this segment, it was going to be called "What's in Chris's Mouth."
That's
So
I'm glad we
things
changed
have
the name
changed
of
a
that.
little bit.
Yeah.
So do we have answers written on paper?
If
Chris?
it's what's in Chris's mouth, is the answer halitosis? Am I right, Mark?
All right, so
That's
Chris,
that's
Chris
not
has
nice.
his
I'm
answer.
glad
I like Marty again.
And Marty, have you written yours down?
boy, did I! And I was specific, and I know Chris probably wasn't.
Okay, sounds good. What do we got?
I got chocolate M&Ms from Marty,
Okay.
and Chris just says M&Ms.
Exactly, could be peanut.
It was not
So-
peanut. It was regular,
Here's the thing.
traditional M&Ms, which
Here's
is
the thing.
chocolate M&Ms.
Neither of you get points because
Oh.
what I was looking for was a red and blue
No,
chocolate M&M.
no. You
Oh,
took
I
one-
stink- I stink at
You
this.
took one red and one blue. So
Yep, this is awesome.
no points for
Yep.
anybody on
It
that.
all tastes like chocolate.
Just kidding. Marty gets the point because he said he was more specific.
Are you serious? I didn't. How thorough it had to be? It's an M&M. I
chocolate.
want.
Do you know how many different kinds of M&Ms there are?
That's a tie. That
There's
one.
a
Come
pretzel
on.
M&M. There's a caramel M&M.
Oh,
there's a
my-
peanut butter M&M. There's a chocolate M&M.
Fine.
There's a
You know what?
peanut M&M.
Specificity is the key to the game here.
All right,
Oh
fine.
God, this is. I was made for this game. Isn't that sad?
Okay.
All right.
I gotta cleanse my palate with water.
I'm not even gonna cleanse it. Let's go.
Give me something harder this
If
time.
you guys know Marty Adams,
We're gonna
he's
do it quick.
ultra competitive.
you are
He's the sweetest man, and then when you do anything competitive, he's a new guy.
All right, so this is the third round. So we've what do we have? So there we go. Okay, perfect. So both Marty and Chris has eaten the what
does that say? Peanut nougat? What did
No, I wrote. You can see what it says.
Marty's pen down.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. What do we got?
So Chris's says peanut nougat.
No, it doesn't. It says peanut M&M.
Peanut M&M.
Okay, and Marty
And Marty
did.
says peanut M&M.
But I want to get extra points.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess the color.
Oh, okay.
Mine was yellow.
And
Okay.
mine was red.
Okay, you both fail.
Was brown?
You both got green ones.
Oh man, I mean the odds were pretty good that we'd get it
So
right.
we
It was
both get a
it was
point.
solid
No,
one.
so
Well
neither
done,
of you get a
guys.
point on that.
Ridiculous.
This
You know how
is
hard that
ridiculous.
is?
You should be able to know by the flavor.
No, come on now.
This is brutal.
Cleansing my palate. Cleansing my palate.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm 3 for 3.
You're
Yeah,
you're out of
okay.
your mind. You did not get Sour Patch
but-
Kids.
but-
Yeah, Sour Catch Baby.
Sour babies. I don't know.
Sour Babe is what you wrote, actually. Sour Babe.
That babe was sour.
Sour Baby.
I will say though, so far, if these are the treats at Halloween, at the Disney's Not So Scary, pretty great. Love me some M&Ms.
Are you going to throw us a curveball and give us one of the allergy-friendly treats that no one will be able to know what it is? You know, the ones you have to get.
I
a
hope
chip-
so.
A little chip.
All right, so we've got our next. Yeah, so Marty's got his answer going down. Chris is thinking about his. Just wanted to show off our new board here. Yeah, looks good. It's got some sound effects.
We
Hey,
should film some of this.
it's almost like I'm doing that anyway.
Oh, okay.
But thanks, Chris. You know, you've got a scarf on you.
I was going to be specific, but I can't.
Okay.
I was specific.
Okay. And
Okay.
so we have both the answers are in.
So Marty's says Skittle.
Yeah.
That was
Again,
one singular.
correct grammar.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Chris says Tropical Skittle. Point to Marty.
To Marty.
Yeah, because it was
it
probably
was
blueberry
not.
or
It's
something.
plain Skittle. There was
Thank you.
nothing tropical
See,
about it.
You took too much of a risk.
It was a
Chris.
plain
Did,
Skittle.
I did. I went for it.
And if you wanted the bonus point, the flavor was green.
Oh man, it is green. I could taste it in my mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, it tastes
It was
just like
lime.
green.
So
See, that's why I thought lime was a tropical flavor.
Put the lime in the coconut,
regular.
baby.
Yeah, right. Right.
It's Sour Patch
It's
Baby.
original Skittle.
Oh man, I'm getting killed in this.
Yeah, because you're taking risks because you're panicking now.
I am. It's true. It's true.
Oh, I'm in his head. I live in there. I pay rent. No utilities though. Thankfully.
Up to and including my mouth hole. Give me some candy.
All right. So here is the next one.
Well, it's a big one.
So we've got what is this, round 4?
This is a 2-bite one.
This is going to be
round
very
4.
difficult for the guys.
I don't know if it is.
I think it is. I really think it's gonna be difficult.
Marty scribbled an answer down so fast.
Yeah, I know it.
Really?
Yeah, he was so fast.
I eat
about
it 3 times a day.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see what What Chris is saying is
Okay.
Snickers.
Okay.
And Marty, also Snickers.
And the answer is
Snickers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100
Good job, guys.
I know my
100p.
Snickers.
However,
I thought
neither
was
of you
gonna say
get
turtle.
points because it's a mini Snickers.
Get out of here.
So
Get
that's
outta
ridiculous.
sadly,
here.
no points are awarded this
From
time.
now on, I'm going to write mini.
If they're 1-bite versions.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Next time. Next.
So I think this may be, once again, a curveball.
Oh.
Because you may be thinking one way, but it's going the other way.
Well, telling
Okay.
us that helps.
Does it?
I mean, I don't really know.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
There you go. And this. There you go.
Thank you. See, I was polite.
Marty, that was quick,
Marty was very quick about it.
but did that help him in the end?
We'll find out.
Okay. So,
Okay, so Chris is saying it was mini Twix,
yeah.
and Marty, mini Twix.
They
Yeah.
both
They
said
both said mini Twix. However,
it was
neither of
Skittles.
them specified if it was the left or the right.
Oh, I thought it was implied. It was clearly right.
Well, that's wrong. They were both lefts.
Well done, guys. Well done.
No points awarded.
Oh, man.
That one was easy. I know my Twix. It's got that cookie.
I
in
gotta
it, you know
say,
what I'm saying?
even though I'm in dead last, I'm really enjoying this game.
Well, we're tied a
I
lot.
think those are.
It sounds like you have so much candy, Dustin.
He does, yeah.
Like you're rifling through enormous bags of candy.
Four.
They're probably gonna throw a Kit Kat at us and
Let's,
go, "Ooh, can you?" Yeah.
Just want to make sure Marty's not,
He's
cheating.
not, he's not.
Is that his nose? Your nose is high up there. You sure you can't see under here?
Are we- is this the last round or
Because
something?
it's covering my eyelids.
All right.
Okay, so let's do.
Here comes the Kit Kat round.
Okay, we'll do this.
Oh, he's doing O. Henry. Thinks he's a genius. Am I right?
Okay, put back the O. Henry. Give him the drum.
Oh, hungry. Oh, Henry.
I'm not a fan of O. Henry.
I'm a Mr. Big
you're
guy.
gonna hate
Oh,
this one.
Mr.
yes,
Big's
Dustin,
great.
yes.
Now that would be a tough one.
It would be,
It's
but
tricky.
they weren't on sale, so
Why
you
can't I
know.
open this? What's wrong with me? There we go. There
See,
we go.
the big key with this this adventure is that it didn't get to the real deep discounts at the store. We could always do round 2 of the Chris Bond What's in My Mouth
Sure.
adventure.
I'm down. Well, it just goes to show, guys, please support us here at the We Like Theme Parks podcast. Go ahead and maybe buy a candle at Theme Park Alchemy or check out T Public.
Do you need a hint?
What's wrong with my hands? Yeah, you're strong.
Or you can also sponsor Marty Adams' trip to Hong Kong.
I want to go see the Disney Halloween maze.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a lot of unwrapping. There's a lot of work going on. Let's say, just a kind of a palazzo for
I'm listening to the kind of rap.
Mark Andrada, who's
All right.
the greatest candy Vanna White ever. Oh, thank you.
All right. So, here's what's going on.
done here.
Marty, pen down. Wow. That was so quick.
Okay.
And Chris is over here just
Chris is figuring it out.
all right, Chris Bond.
He's
Is
gonna choke on this one.
in your mouth? All right, so what do we got?
What does that say you wrote on top of a bunch of
I see fuzzy peach.
fuzzy peas?
That's it.
He's
What?
dead wrong.
Uh-oh.
And Marty is saying Swedish berry.
That's my Swedish
Oh.
berry.
You guys should probably take your
you're
blindfolds
both you're
off.
both incorrect. It's
What?
it's a Maynard's Swedish berry
No, I've had
and
enough.
a Maynard's
I've had enough of this.
So
fuzzy peach. You're both correct on that one. You
Yeah.
both got different candies.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I just wanted to see what fear was going to look like on your
You know what's
blindfolded
funny?
faces.
Chris was kind of like, he actually thought I was serious. He was like, "Oh no, I guess I did."
it's like
get
I
it
did.
wrong."
I was like, oh man, why is it so peachy, that Swedish berry?
Well done, guys.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Oh, that's it?
No,
we have
one
one more.
last
Oh, my
one.
goodness.
Last one.
Okay,
And we already
is there
threw
a
our.
we got a score right now? Is it still 0-0?
I think that Marty's.
I think Dustin's the
Marty's
big winner
ahead.
here.
I think Marty's ahead by a point here.
Oh,
On that,
boy.
initial Sour Patch Kid.
Shall we winner takes all right here, Marty?
Wait a minute, this is ridiculous.
What? You're confident. Come on.
I'm very confident.
You won't give me 2-1 odds on this?
Yeah.
This is if we want somebody to lose.
I think we want someone to lose.
Okay.
Oh, this sounds
Who do you
like
want
a good
to lose
one.
is the question.
I haven't quite decided yet.
What are you guys giving us different stuff again?
This is winner take all.
Winner
right?
take
You
all.
gonna give us 2 different ones again?
Nope.
Geniuses.
Nope. This is going to basically, you have to have the skill and the determination to decide what
Yeah.
this is.
Yeah, this is going to take some real, some real doing here.
Is it like a
You're not like
Oh,
throwing something a curveball in here?
I got this.
Sure.
Like that. See, look there.
Okay.
Like a
I
Hershey.
still hope this is not
Hershey's
so
Kiss?
scary
I'm gonna
candy,
do this.
guys.
Yeah, none of this tricking stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want a Tic Tac in my mouth.
I don't want like an oatmeal bar or something.
Okay.
I'll take a
What's like
So-
bad candy on Halloween?
Right.
Yeah.
apple.
Let's go
Raisins.
Yeah.
Yeah, raisins.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you.
And this one
Yeah.
is going here.
Okay.
There you go. Best of luck, gentlemen.
Oh,
Best
man,
of
this
Just
is-
don't chew don't completely chomp down. It'll mess your fillings.
Really?
This was fun.
Do I have to give a flavor too?
If you like.
If you want to win. I still want to point out that this board is just incredible. Not only do we have, this is a real setup now. I feel like before it was great because we had the mic and we would sit around a table and goof around.
They would cuddle around a microphone.
But this is like on a completely different level.
Should have done a shot there.
I also want to give another big shout out to Amazon because not only do they have different color mic cables, they also have multicolored foam heads.
We
for the
can't hear you,
microphones.
Dustin. We lost you on that.
That's okay.
Oh.
They also have the multi-colored foam heads on the microphone. So good job.
So do I have to say a
Amazon?
flavor? Like, I have to be very
You
specific?
don't have to. I would if I were you, but you don't have to.
It's okay.
Obviously, I've been picking on flavors all night.
All right. Oh, well, all right. And that, if that's the story, can I rewrite my thing?
You can.
Wait, he's gonna give a flavor?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I knew what it
Okay.
was.
Not 100% certain, but
I mean, it's tough because a lot of these flavors, because they're
All right.
so.
So what do we got?
artificial.
So that's that one. Okay. And then hey,
Yeah.
he's got that.
Okay, great. So what are we looking at? So Chris says lemon starburst. Chris, you are correct.
Hey.
That was in fact a lemon starburst. Marty, what did you say?
I said Starburst. I didn't specify.
Not only did you not specify the starburst,
You were also incorrect.
What are you talking about?
You got a starburst fave red.
oh man.
so it was a
So
different.
Different.
What are you
That would be like. That would be like.
Can I
That would be
look at
like.
this?
Yep,
Yep. That would be.
absolutely.
That would be like choosing Skittles Tropical and somebody choosing a Skittles.
Wait,
Yeah,
what's the
so this-
what's the flavor?
Fave red.
That
Fave
was
red,
that.
my friend.
And
Fave
then that
red.
was that.
So there's two different flavors? Is that
Two
what this
different
is?
kinds.
Let me see your switch. I have this is Fave red.
Fave red.
Original.
Fave red.
Fave red.
Yeah.
What's the?
So Chris
Wow,
nailed
that's
it with
the-
the lemon.
Yeah.
And since it was winner take all, our winner today,
Where's the applause? Where's the applause button?
our winner
Dustin?
today, and grand
it
champion of all time,
Hey!
Chris Bond.
Feels good.
Chris Bond, everybody.
No one's
Wow.
heard of Fave red.
I'm sorry, but
you.
that is what Starburst.
Thank you. It's an honor. It's an honor to compete
Speech.
against such a
Now, Chris, you
great
should probably
competitor.
leave you can take
No, I'm
your,
leaving it on. This is my victory hat. I just want
the
to.
scarf.
I just want to, tell Marty that he was just a force of nature and a fierce competitor. But there can only be one, and it was me. Look at this writing. Look at this ridiculous.
Did you just quote Highlander?
Yes, I did. I did. with my scarf.
Just remember, he said Sour Patch Baby and
No, he did not. He said Sour Patch Babe.
thank you, Sour Patch Babe, and he said M&M, and I was specific about chocolate. Anyways, congratulations, Chris, King of Kings.
Again, I said how competitive Marty Adams is.
Yep, that is incredible.
Also, a very good. Also, gracious in defeat.
Yep.
Obviously, gracious in defeat. So I guess that's it, guys.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
guess that's we'll put a bow on this thing. Marty, thank you so much for joining us on our Halloween special pod. What do I call it? Podtacular? It was podtastic because you were on it. Thank you for joining.
I had a spookalicious good time, gentlemen.
Boo. Get it?
Yeah.
Boo.
I liked it. It was good.
Oh, it was a good time. I get it.
I was saying
Marty,
words.
Mark, Dustin, have a happy Halloween and a happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween,
out there.
everybody.
Thank you so much, everyone, for lending us your ears, attached or otherwise. If you enjoyed the show and you felt that we killed it, please rate and review. Also, please be sure to subscribe or I'll haunt your soul forever. You can also find us on Instagram at We Like Theme Parks, or you can email us directly at ideas@welikethemeparks.com. Music for the We Like Theme Parks podcast was composed and provided by Scary Mike Treblecock. He's a scary guy. Check him out at MikeTreblecockmusic.com. You like Mike Treblecock.
I love him.
He's amazing. So that's it, folks. All you Halloweeners, have a safe and happy Halloween. And we'll see you all real soon. Why? Because we like you, and
We like Halloween.
we do like Halloween.
We do like Halloween.
And theme park.
And theme
Yeah,
parks.
them too. All right. Stay safe, guys. Bye.